What's up, guys? Welcome back to Supreme Micah. So in this upload, what I wanted to talk about specifically is with the current coronavirus and how that has impacted a lot of gyms, and that has also impacted a lot of people who count on the gym to possibly make gym exercising videos or overall stay in shape, or maybe they're in some type of social media influence situation that requires them to be in the gym, a physical gym. So over the course of just a few days and weeks, you've probably noticed many people who are now posting a lot of their fitness videos influenced by whatever it is that they're attempting to push out to people in regards to fitness goals, right? So you may see them outside, you may see them inside of their own home or apartment house, and they're typically doing some type of home exercise just to be able to keep them in shape. And it does get really hard, it gets difficult because sometimes you don't know what to do. There are people who are physically gone to the gym when they were open and they perhaps struggle knowing what to do then. So it's probably the same if they were home too, attempting to accomplish any fitness goals that they wanted. So I'm going to go through a few things in regards to exercises overall that you can perform at home and exactly what is the benefit of doing that exercise. I'm going to talk about a few other things too, so just make sure that you stay tuned for all of this. Okay, so first, you don't need exercise equipment overall to actually be at home and physically do exercises. Here are a few exercises that you can actually perform in some open space while you're at home. Okay, so one exercise in particular that I wanted to actually mention was the push-up. Okay, so everyone has heard of the push-up, but a lot of people don't understand that it is a very beneficial exercise overall. In regards to your actual upper body, the exercise really targets those muscles like your chest and your bicep, your arms overall. It can be really effective because it's using your own body weight as resistance. So if you can actually bang out maybe 25 push-ups and increase that over time, you'll really see the difference over the course of a few days to weeks. So don't rule out push-ups, although you probably hear them very often. They're very effective. So one other exercise that I want to talk about is planking. Planking is extremely helpful in regards to targeting your core, because if you can actually target your core, you can really tone up your abdominals. And that's really important, especially for someone who may suffer from back pain. If you are one of those people who actually suffer from back pain, having a strong core and actually being able to strengthen that core, that section of your body, that'll actually benefit you in the long run. In regards to planking, you really want to make sure that you're actually performing this exercise effectively. If you're not performing the right exercise in regards to planking, the form, if it's bad, then you won't reap all the benefits for it. I've mentioned this in prior uploads. Make sure that you're performing your exercises correct. Okay, there's one way of doing the exercise, but there's also the right way, which is having the correct form. You'll be able to, one, reap all the benefits, and two, you'll probably avoid injury, and you don't want to be injured when you're performing these exercises. You want to come back the next day or the day after and probably do it again and do it a lot better. Planking can also be very beneficial to you because it can also help out with balance. Now, in regards to form, to be able to get the proper or correct form, you have to make sure that you're actually having the correct balance in between those sets and reps when you're performing that particular exercise. Okay, so next up is squats and lunges. And just like push-ups and also planking, you do not need actual fitness equipment in order to perform these two different exercises. Squats and lunges are very effective in being able to target your lower body muscles, specifically such as your glutes or quads. Okay, so something else that I really wanted to point out too is that although you don't need equipment to be able to exercise when you're at home, it's very important too that in regards to cardio, you don't need a treadmill either. You have the outdoors, okay? So going on a walk, going on a jog or a run that can be very beneficial to you overall if you're trying to stay in shape. Okay, so remember in regards to your cardio, that's something that you probably want to pay attention to as well. You know, being able to get out and walk around or jog a little overall can help, especially if you're in a house all day and you take granted for the amount of time you actually spend walking every day. And I've mentioned this in just my past video. You walk all the time. You walk to your car, you walk up and down the stairs. When you're at work, you're walking back and forth from the bathroom. You're probably doing other things like walking to lunch, going to your car and back and forth. So just make sure that you can at least not only exercise, but also just get out, go for a walk, a jog, or do a little run, okay? And you don't need a treadmill, obviously, okay? So in regards to cardio, it's really important to understand that this can also be very beneficial to you as well in regards to your resting heart rate. Having a low resting heart rate will actually be beneficial to you because it will allow you to become tired less quickly. So if you're, let's say, practicing doing a mile run or a 2-mile run, okay, you being able to practice that exercise on a daily or maybe multiple times throughout the week will increasingly improve your progress over time. You will notice that over time, what will eventually happen is you can actually start performing that actual run or that cardio session a lot quicker, or you'll probably be able to finish that session without being as tired as you were. So another great example of this too is when let's say you are actively doing cardio or something that requires your heart rate to always be at a high level because you're moving or doing some type of physical exercise, your body will eventually become used to that and it'll be working a lot more efficiently to be able to make sure that you can actually, let's say, get up those stairs, right? So what actually may happen is going up those stairs, you may become less winded going up the stairs. You're probably going to be less winded running that mile run. And overall, that's beneficial to you as well. Something that's actually pretty cool, and this is just from a personal experience of mine, is when I was running 10K every week on the weekends over the summer last year, what actually happened is when I went to the doctor, at that time, the doctor had asked me what was it that I was doing, and I told her overall that usually I run 10K over the weekend. And I asked her why, and she said, well, because your heart rate is actually low. So that was actually really interesting. So I went home and did some research about that. And I was actually able to figure out that that's what the cause was. And not only that, too, some of the studying that I did in regards to a personal training certification, that was something that I was able to actually learn too in regards to a resting heart rate. So those are just a few benefits overall for cardio. Okay, so if you are one of those people out there who do have exercise equipment, then let me talk to you for a minute, okay? So in regards to you, there are some beneficial exercises that you can perform when you're at home. You can actually do a dumbbell squat, okay? You can do bicep curls, you can do lateral raises. Those are really fun and effective. So another thing that I want to get into as well is the type of equipment that you should buy in regards to your home gym or something that you're attempting to use while you're at home because of certain circumstances. And I know there are many different type of tricks and equipment that you can buy to be able to, let's say, resemble something that was actually in the gym. But some of the few things that I was actually able to purchase in regards to just staying in shape and being able to make sure that I can still target my muscles effectively was one, a barbell, and this is a 5-foot barbell. This barbell overall actually is very great. Okay, so with the 5-foot barbell, I also purchased two 35-pound plates. I also purchased a adjustable bench. Now, I did actually buy more equipment, but I actually canceled those items. And one of the reasonings why I canceled those items is because I realized with the barbell, with the plates, and also the bench, that was actually all I really needed. Now, in regards to the exercises that I'm performing, for the most part, I usually know what I'm doing. So there are several different exercises that I was actually able to just come up with because of prior experience. So the exercises that I've done so far is probably going to be just as good as if I were in the actual physical gym, my gym that I normally go to. Now, one other equipment that I would like to actually purchase to go along with the bench and the barbell is a actual rack, and this rack can be used to actually place the barbell back and hold it when I was actually performing, let's say, a bench press, right? Or performing a squat. When I squat it back up, I can just place the bar back on. Right now, what I'm actually doing is I'm strong enough to actually just take the actual barbell with the 35-pound plates and just put it around my head, actually, in those positions. So when I'm doing a squat, I can easily just pretty much put it on my shoulders and perform that squat as if I were in the gym. And it's really effective. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. I can still perform the bench press and just pretty much take the barbell with those two plates on and pretty much still place it down in front of me when I'm done doing the bench press. But I would rather probably like to have an actual rack to be able to hold it. But it's okay. I can still effectively do those exercises as if I were actually in at the gym. So it makes for great use. So here are all the exercises that I performed with just the barbell and the two 35-pound plates. I didn't even use the bench that I purchased yet. So I performed squats, I performed lunges, I performed a bent over row, I performed a overhead press, and I also did deadlifts. So please don't tell me that you cannot perform effective exercises with just a barbell and two 35-pound plates, because I sweated. And I actually feel that exercise was really effective. Lastly, I also performed a bicep curl. And there are actually other exercises that I can still perform with just the barbell, and I haven't even mentioned it yet. I can also perform exercises with just the plate without the actual barbell. So when I get to the bench, I'm actually going to be able to perform more exercises as well. So this is all I need for right now. Now, I did also purchase a exercise ball or a yoga ball, however you want to pronounce it or name it. Now, that actual ball that I use is really great. I plan on using that for some ab work and also just performing some other exercises that I will in the future. So that's really helpful. So in regards to price, I was actually able to purchase all of that equipment a little over $200, which I feel is fair because a lot of equipment out there can be very expensive. Gym equipment overall is very expensive. So me being able to get all of that for that price, just a little over $200, is really great. That's amazing. So I'm happy, I'm satisfied. So something else that I want to talk about too is in regards to some of the exercises that I performed with the barbell and plates, is I really want to make sure that I can get this recorded for you for, let's say, some type of home exercise. I'm going to get this recorded. I couldn't fit this into this actual video, but make sure that you stay tuned because I will create that actual workout video for you working out at home. I think that's going to be fun, especially with the equipment that I got. I'm going to probably change a few things around in the background right here and just really show you exactly what you can do with just simple things that you have, such as me having just one barbell with two 35 plates and a bench, okay, and a exercise ball. So that's all I need, and I hope that if you're watching this to whatever fitness goals that you need, you do not need this equipment. So if for some reason you're just sitting on the couch and you're upset because the gym isn't open, you're going to have to come up with some ways to be able to stay healthy. If that means going outside to run, going for a jog, or walking, or coming up with some of your own exercises, or using things that are around your house in order to actually exercise. So just make sure that you're making the best use of what you have and also your time. Time is extremely important. I hope that you can actually be motivated still and actually have that fitness motivation so that you can still work out at home and do those planking exercises and actually do push-ups and also perform a vigorous exercise at home and still have effective progress in regards to overall what your goals were. So I'm also unsure how long these type of exercises will be going on, and I'm also very uncertain how long we'll actually have to be in a quarantine in regards to circumstances that we're in now, but I will likely continue to provide you the best content that I can in regards to making sure that you can have the best motivation, fitness advice, and tips to be able to become a healthier you. Another tip too, and I hope to share this in some future content in regards to circumstances that we're in because of the coronavirus and also being under quarantine. I want you to know in regards to your diet, it's extremely important that you watch what you eat. You are not being as active likely, nor are you being very motivational if you're sitting at home and not doing anything. So make sure that your diet is good and balanced still, okay? So I'm not saying that just because you were going to the gym that means that you can eat whatever you want. What I'm saying is that because likely you're not going to the gym, that eating a lot of rice or eating a lot of potatoes or eating a lot of pasta because you're trying to build muscle, that may actually not work like how you think, especially if you're not going to the gym. Okay, so I'm going to try to maybe put that in some content for you very soon for you to have. Just make sure that if you're eating more calories than what you normally consume, that you are still exercising and that you're putting in the effort to be able to reach those actual goals. Because if you're eating more calories than you normally would, then what you're going to get out of that is excessive fat. So just make sure that overall in regards to what you're trying to achieve, that it makes sense. And this goes for the same for someone who's attempting to lose weight as well. If you are attempting to lose weight sitting on the couch or sitting at home all day, it's not going to be beneficial to you. And this even goes to someone who is, let's say, under a stay-at-home restriction, okay? There are still plenty of methods for you to be able to stay active and physically active and healthy at home. Just make sure that your diets are still good. I think that's extremely important. That's the key. Guys, as always, I really appreciate you for tuning into this channel. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and also leave a comment, and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.